5 years after I died, my husband finally remembered me. The reason was simple. His precious first love, Zoe Young, had a relapse. Her organs were failing again, and she desperately needed a second transplant. Jameson West tracked down my old apartment and showed up with a donation agreement for me to sign. But when he got there, the place was a tomb of dust and shadows. He found the old security guard to ask about my whereabouts. The guard looked at him with a mix of pity and confusion. You mean Sarah? That poor girl is long gone. She died right after that first surgery. I heard she was already sick, but someone forced her to give up an organ anyway. Jameson didn't believe a word of it. He was convinced I had paid the man to lie to him. His face twisted with impatience as he barked at the guard. If you see her, tell her she has 5 days to show up. If she doesn't, I'm cutting off every cent of the medical bills for that little brat she's raising. The guard saw that Jameson was heartless and just shook his head. He walked away, muttering under his breath, poor kid. She probably starved to death alone in that room anyway. For 5 years, my daughter Lily and I have been nothing but wandering ghosts. Our regrets were too heavy to let us move on to the next life. Jameson, meanwhile, had climbed from the bottom of the social ladder to become a billionaire tech mogul. Everyone envied him. He hated me because I had supposedly betrayed him when he was at his lowest. He wanted to see me suffer. He wanted to strip me of everything. 5 years ago, he forced me even though I was already struggling with failing health to give my kidney to Zoe. He told me it was a minor, minimally invasive procedure, but my body was already weak. A week after the surgery, a massive infection took hold. I died in that cold apartment after falling into a coma from a high fever. My 6-year-old daughter, Lily, died right beside me because there was no one left to take care of her. In all those 5 years, Jameson never visited. He never even called. Now, I stood in the air, holding Lily's tiny, translucent hand. We watched as Jameson kicked the gate of our old courtyard with all his might. He had changed. His eyes were colder, more ruthless than I remembered. He felt like a stranger. Zoe stood behind him, wearing a designer mask and expensive clothes. Her cheeks were rosy, and she looked healthy for someone who was supposedly dying. Lily shivered as the loud bangs echoed through the air. She hid her face in my dress. She looked up at me, her bright eyes filled with a mix of hope and terror. Mommy, did Daddy finally come for us? He hasn't visited in such a long time, but he looks so angry. Did Lily make him mad? And who was that lady standing with him? I stroked her hair, my heart feeling like it was being shredded by 1,000 blades. I tried to speak, but my throat felt like it was filled with lead. Serafina, get out here right now. Stop playing dead. Jameson's voice thundered through the empty yard. The noise drew the security guard out again. The old man sighed. Son, who are you looking for? Nobody has lived here for years. Jameson straightened his suit and frowned. Sarah lives here. Did she move? The guard's eyes went dark. Sarah, like I told you, she died 5 years ago. Jameson froze for a split second. The guard continued. I heard someone dragged her to a hospital to give up an organ when she was already half dead. She didn't last a week after she got back. It was a sin. Zoe's expression shifted. Her face turned pale. She put on a pathetic, aggrieved look. Sir, don't say such things. Donating an organ is safe. It doesn't kill people. If Sarah didn't want to help me, she could have just said so. She shouldn't curse herself like this. It's bad luck. She spoke loudly, clearly hoping I was hiding inside, eavesdropping. Jameson, who had looked stunned for a moment, suddenly relaxed when he heard Zoe's voice. A mocking smile touched his lip. She's still playing games, isn't she? She should at least make her lies believable. Tell her to Google how many people actually die from a simple donation. The guard didn't understand their coldness. He just repeated, that poor girl. Her body wasn't even found for days. Jameson's face turned back to ice. I don't know why you're helping her lie, but tell her this. She has 5 days to get to the hospital for Zoe's sake. If she doesn't show, I'm stopping the payments for her brat's dialysis. I won't give her a single dime. The guard was speechless. He turned around to head back to his post, shaking his head. Jameson shouted after him, remember, 5 days. If she's not there, she can watch that little bastard die right in front of her. The guard's eyes grew red with tears. He whispered to himself, that poor child. She starved to death years ago. If only I had checked the house sooner, maybe I could have saved her. Jameson, do you think Sarah is hiding because she doesn't want to save me? Zoe asked, her voice trembling as if she were about to cry. Jameson reached out and affectionately ruffled her hair. Don't be silly. It's just a little organ issue. Even if she won't do it, I'll search the whole country to find you a match. Zoe pouted, but my body didn't reject her last organ at all. The doctor said they'd never seen such a perfect match. Jameson glanced at the locked gate, his voice full of dark promise. Then for your sake, I'll dig her out of whatever hole she's hiding in. Even though I was dead, my heart still ached. Looking at the two of them, memories from years ago flooded back.